Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your
hosts,
Mike.
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. You know, I think if you just left food out, Bree would weigh about 400 pounds.
You're not wrong. She does like her eats.
She, to be fair, people, we only feed the doggies once a day. We try to be as consistent with that timing as possible. And we just feed them the same amount of food we would normally feed them, but we give it to them then. And I understand there's an argument on both sides about that, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the fact that she eats at let's say tonight it was 6:30.
Somewhere between 6 and 6:30.
Yeah.
Bree eats a full meal.
And she ate a whole entire 30-pound dog meal. That's what she ate. It was appropriate food for the entire day for a 30-pound dog. She ate the whole thing. And then Yogi eats his, 15-pound dog meal. He eats the whole thing.
Well, he eats
at least
90%.
95% of it. And then what does Bree have to do? Scarf down the last 5% and then lick the bowls.
Of course.
And that's
She's
within
Bree.
40 minutes of when she finished her own food.
Well, and let's not forget, she not only gets her 30-pound dog meal, she also gets multiple little snacks during the day. This little moose right here.
So,
She's
at
glaring
least
at
she's
us.
consistent, At least she's consistent.
Well, at least something is consistent.
We know
these
what
days.
she's going to do because, now what drives me crazy online is I see the posts, Trump loses a legal battle. So they put up there, oh, well, it's finally over, and then there's the picture, Trump lost legal battle, certifying Biden winner of presidential election, blah, 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 blah. That isn't the issue with me. I don't care. Now, this is what I think is funny. They're the ones posting that on the, Joe Biden side of things. And on the Donald Trump side of things, they're going, well, you know what? There's all these irregularities. We want, the integrity of our elections to matter, so we want to make sure that the integrity of our election has not been violated. Now, who has been chanting that very same thing for 3.5, almost 4 years now?
The other side.
The Democrat side. But now, and then what did the Republican side always say during that whole time?
I don't remember.
Same thing the Democrats are saying right now.
Wow, fancy that.
The exact same thing.
Considering you always say they're all the same side, that's pretty fitting.
But that's what's so frustrating about it is then you got what's his face? Newsom, who...
Piece of crap Newsom.
Apparently that guy's team is getting nervous about the recall.
That's because he's acting like a buffoon.
And well, he's made a lot of big legal mistakes. He got slapped down by a judge already. It's going to happen again soon.
I think so too.
And I don't know if you can credit the attorney general for running blockade for him or whatnot, because I'm surprised that in a state the size of California that we haven't already had a case make it all the way to our state Supreme Court so that it can then go to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm surprised that has not happened. Super surprised. So somebody's running good defense, blocking and making sure it doesn't make it that far. Somebody is. I don't know who.
The governor better hope that person doesn't get the Rona and give you incapacitated for a
and
few
not
days.
be able to run, not be able to run that blockade. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it's great. It's the football analogy when you got the big lineman there and, quarterback has all day to throw the ball. Then, he steps the wrong way and twists his knee and he's out for 2 games. Guess who's getting slaughtered during those 2 games? The quarterback,
So Newsom has 2 more years in office before he has to run for re-election?
Yes. At a maximum. 2 years till he runs for office again, but we're hoping it's sooner than that.
Hopefully the people in California are freaking smart enough to realize what a power-hungry piece of shit he is.
Well,
though I don't think they are, so there's that.
I saw somebody post something about, the whole Dominion software, and we know that software is very sus right now.
Oh my God,
very
could you
sus.
not?
Very sus. It's sus.
Are you channeling a 15-year-old?
Extremely sus. It's a great word, sus. I mean, it's just a great word. So it's very sus, the whole software. And they're saying, well, that was in before he got elected. Maybe he cheated and stole votes from his opponent. Maybe we should audit that.
Maybe we should.
But the bottom line commentary was never trust an election outcome ever again.
Literally never.
Ask yourself, okay, didn't mean to go off on this tangent, but hey, it comes up and it's called the nightly rant for a reason. We used to be nightly. Too much work. Now we're twice a week. We might go back to 3 times a week.
We're more entertaining twice a week.
But right, exactly. We're not so tired and we managed to get it done twice a week. So, nightly rant. Here it comes, okay? These people that are in the government sector, they're given power. And therefore, they want things 100% the way they want things. Period. No giving an inch. And the only way that you stop that kind of corruption is you push back. Push back. Okay. So when you've got this crazy lunatic at the top and he's got somebody running, blockade for him, you got to push back.
Crazy lunatic is an understatement.
I know you didn't think what I said there was related, but I think I just showed you how it was related. Somebody's got to push back, man. Businesses, I'm proud of businesses that ignored his orders back, when we're recording this. It's probably like a month ago. I'm proud of those businesses that defied the orders, especially restaurants, because there's no, they say follow the science and there's no data to back up what they have to say. And that's the problem. Without data, what you're doing is just arbitrary.
I don't understand how a government can take away people's livelihood arbitrarily and how nobody does anything about it.
Well, and that's the thing that people aren't seeming to catch on to, is that it is arbitrary. I mean, even if you want to go along with the whole, well, masks somewhat work, they don't actually expect it to reduce much more than at a optimal usage, 30%.
If masks work, why are we shutting down again?
Exactly. But optimal, 30% is what they say. So you're willing to shut everybody down and force them to use a device that you admit yourself only works a third of the time. I think it works none of the time, but they're going to tell you it works a third of the time. And we're killing people because of this. And I do mean, quite honestly, 100% literally killing people because we're forcing them to believe that suicide is the only way out. Because does anyone else not see an end in sight to this craziness? Because I don't. I'm actually very worried that Biden may... So, okay, let me put it this way. My initial concern about Donald Trump was that he got kookier and kookier as the election got closer, which kind of made me feel like, well, God, what's this guy going to do if he knows that he's never going to have to run for re-election again? What's he going to do? he's going to go be as extreme can be. And I'm not sure that's a good thing, right?
Right.
Well, now I'm worried that Biden is going to go the other way to the extreme.
He already has.
And I'm worrying that, they're going to make it so everybody has to wear a mask all of the time. And that people are going to go door to door and knock on your door. And if you don't all have masks on in the house, you're in trouble.
They can try me.
But that's just what I'm saying. Like, it's heading in that kind of direction, if you ask me.
I'm not even joking about that they can try me, though.
It scares me that society will make excuses for that because those people are allegedly on your team. They're on your side of the spectrum. Allegedly, by the way. You don't know for sure what's in their head. Exactly. Are you sure? And don't I always tease you with that? I'll say to you, do you want this? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Are you certain? Yeah. Are you positive? And I ask you every way possible.
You ask me every way possible in the most annoying way possible.
Right. But I ask you every way possible. There's no doubt that you are positive that that's the answer you want to give.
There's no doubt that I'm positive and annoyed.
Well, you're annoyed most of the time with me, so that's okay.
Well, you're just going to give yourself a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I can deal with that. It's all good. It's all good. It's all of the good. But people are sheeple. It's kind of the conclusion that I've come to. And it shocks me at how some super intelligent people just take like such a huge bite out of the apple.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the things that people will say to try to shame you into agreeing with them.
Well, that's the worst part about it. Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then they get, you present a piece of information and you don't really give much commentary on it. And then someone is sarcastic back. So someone chastises you about it, but then they go and do the very thing they chastised you for? I don't think so.
Of course. People are the worst. We've been over this.
I don't think so. So I say you lose me when you act that way.
Well, yeah.
This is why I say I value consistent behavior.
Right.
And I always get a kick out of the 2 or 3 boisterous guys, and that includes women or men, okay, who find each other within a similar political spectrum, and they find each other, and then they come into contact with somebody who is like maybe slightly more informed than they are, and they hurl insults at that person. And then they use the fact that their other 2 friends agree with them as proof that you are the idiot that they try to say you are. And it always makes me
just the idiot.
It always makes me laugh. Because it's kind of like, well, you're an idiot. Well, why am I an idiot? Well, because I say so. Well, who are you? Well, but my 2 good friends say so too. So that makes 3 of us that say so.
And then to really hammer their point home, they attack your physical appearance.
Yeah. And then you say something like, that doesn't make any sense. And they go, oh, nothing makes sense to you, fat ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your physical appearance clearly makes you less intelligent.
Right. But see, I told you. I hope you start using this because I use it all the time. I love to say, well, you're right. I can afford to lose some weight. And I can lose weight. But you can't get any smarter.
I've said that to people. In some form.
Or you can even say, there's a cure for being overweight, but there's no cure for your stupidity. I love that stuff.
My favorite is always, there's a cure for being overweight, but there's no cure for being a self-righteous cunt.
Oh, no. So that's what I think about. That attitude of both sides are doing the same thing. Then when one side's in power, they flip. It seems like the side in power always does the same thing. And the side, not really in power also always does the same thing.
Right.
It's just weird. And And then once the power flips, they literally flip sides. The side that they were fighting against before suddenly becomes the side they're fighting for. It's weird. Where's the consistency in that?
There is none.
Exactly. And it's why it doesn't compute for me. Because
Absolute
consistency is so important to me. I hate inconsistent behavior. I hate it with a passion.
Then why do you talk about politics with people on the internet?
Because I'm stupid and don't learn any lesson.
Well,
I just said it.
There you go, people. There you go.
That would make a great bumper soundbite.
Okay.
So why do you talk politics with people on the internet? Because I'm an idiot. Just right there. It's all you need. That was great. I loved that.
I mean...
Why is the couch woofing?
The couch is woofing because our neighbors had the audacity to go into their house.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine, people? Our couch is barking because the neighbor went into their apartment. Can you believe this? We have a barking couch.
Yep. We have a barking couch.
It is the barking couch.
We've decided to name it Yog Dog the Second. Because its bark sounds just like his.
The barking couch.
Yep.
It's crazy. So, that's where I stand. Hopefully you guys understand that it's time to take a stand and demand people use logic and stop with the BS attacks.
I have zero confidence that people will start using logic, and that makes me kind of sleepy. So,
yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Hasta bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.